Welcome to the Temple of Flame. On today, Faithful Acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is from Chile Lengua De Fuego, which means tongue of fire. We have the turmeric balm. And of course, this was on the Hot Ones show. And we've got, honestly, so it's made in Honduras. I dislike this label. This is Scotch bonnet, Reaper upside down, turmeric, ginger root upside down, chocolate ghost pepper, Honduran hard liquor. This is honestly kind of a mess. I don't dig that. But this is a fascinating sauce. It reminds me a lot of, so I've done almost all of the last dabs at this point. So this reminds me of the last dab Triple X, and the last dab Reaper edition. And you can check out videos for all of those if you check into the Hot Ones playlist. It reminds me of that to a degree, although interestingly enough, the hard liquor that's in this lends a sort of interesting aspect to this that the other ones obviously don't have, and there's different peppers and so on as well. So we start with Scotch bonnet, then we have chocolate ghosties, jalapeno. So we got 3 mashers in a row. Then the Honduran hard liquor, the apple cider vinegar, the extra virgin olive oil, ginger root, turmeric, garlic, a super hot pepper mash, which is the Reaper and the Scorpion, and then just kind of random spices and salt. So or probably an onion powder or something in there as well. So like I was saying with some of the other Hot Ones sauces, stuff like this makes me really happy as a foodie because I have never had, to my knowledge, Honduran food before. And anytime I get to try a new cuisine, I have had a lot of different Central American foods. So I have had El Salvadorian, and I have had Guatemalan, of course, Mexican food as well, Costa Rican food, and even in South America, I had some Colombian food, as well as some Peruvian food. And I think I even have had stuff from Uruguay before, but not, to my knowledge, have I ever had anything from Honduras, at least not in cuisine style. So super, super interesting to come across this. And I would never, ever have got this were it not for the Hot One show. So to me, like, there's a lot of, for me anyway, a lot of sort of indirect value to that show. Besides just exposing a lot of different pepper makers, this is really sort of broadened everything as well in terms of just running, and there's other sauces that have done this also, just kind of running me into different combinations and different food regions that I might not have been inclined to hit before. So we can see there is it looks like a stirred dose of black pepper in here as well. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know what else those little black bits would be if it were not black pepper. It could be, I suppose, the chocolate ghost pepper ground up, but I don't think it is. I think it's just ground black pepper. And, turmeric and ginger are not things that I would normally expect in Central American or South American cuisine. So Honduras in particular, I think, uses coconut in a lot of their stuff as well. So really, really interesting. I am just from that respect alone, am super, super thrilled to have this kind of come across. But all right, so taking a look at it, we have this very nice yellow from the turmeric, just sort of dotted with all these little black specks, which, like I said, I'm pretty sure is probably black pepper. It could be something that was smoked or fire roasted possibly as well. I didn't see that on the ingredients. It doesn't, I wouldn't say it tastes particularly black peppery, so I could be wrong on that, but really pretty sauce. I think it looks like super gorgeous. But all right, so let's just down the old hatch here, shall we? Wow. To a degree, we have some sterner stuff there. I don't remember where this was. I think it was one of the higher numbers in the season it was in. That will be in the written review, a link to which is available in the description down below. But you've got the bite and the flavor of the hard liquor and some screaming super hots. I did taste black pepper in there, so I'm pretty sure that might be what that is. And this undercurrent of the turmeric, which I think to a degree points it almost a bit mustardy. Not quite. It is not a mustard flavor, but it sort of lends that impression a bit, I guess, if you will. Turmeric being a pretty big component of mustard generally. This is definitely, I would say, chili head only territory. It does start with the wonderful Scotch bonnets. The chocolate ghost in there as well is a really nice sort of flavors combination. And then after it sits and sort of marinates a little bit, we kind of get to the super hot, really, really sort of bitterish aspect to it. So really just a fascinating sauce. All right. Look what we got here. So, we have a tower of food. So, I am fortunate enough to live in an area that has a Honduran restaurant, and it does sell El Salvadorian as well. So, what the fuck is this? This is looks like some cabbage stuff, some hot sauce. I don't think we're going to need that. So, I order off both menus. No way am I going to try to go through all this. But not all of it in its entirety. I guess I will be just kind of going through here and seeing what's what. All right, so I don't know what this is. I ordered one each of the El Salvadorian pupusas. I think that's what that is. I might need to get a plate, actually. Hey, a fork. Yay. This is baleada. This is specifically Honduran. It is, well, I'll show you. It is essentially kind of a burrito or just a gigantic taco. I'm not sure what you call it. This particular one is chorizo. I see there is also avocado in there. I don't like avocado, so we're going to get rid of that. Shit, I should have ordered it without avocado. I meant to do that too, dang it. You know, it's cool that people like it. I don't. And I wish, like, I don't want to, I'd rather just leave it at the restaurant and then give it to somebody else. I don't want to necessarily cost them more to produce this burrito when I don't want this shit to begin with. Dang it. And there's also eggs in here. So, really fascinating. This is eggs, refried, crema, and chorizo. And I am looking forward to this. So we'll put that there for now. What else we got here? They call this one the super baleada. I guess you figure. Oh, there's the empanadas. and another fork. Uh-oh, these are sweet and warm. So we got a crema here. Let's just try a little bite of that. That's good. It's sort of, this is like a gigantic, I'll just show you. It's like gigantic beignets. All right. So I don't know how I'm going to do this with all 4 of those pupusas. And this gigantic baleada. All right, this one is the bean. These won't be in the video, I'm just trying them. Oh, that's interesting. So, we have a very refried bean taste here. It's not like the Asian red sort of sweet bean. This is much more closer to a refried, but with the sugar and the dough. This is interesting. I think I need to get a plate and a knife. I don't think I can manage this and that without a plate and a knife. So, let me do some rearranging here. None of this needs to stay. This doesn't need to stay here, so close that up, and I'll get a plate and I'll be right back. All right, so let's start with this, because this is the actual Honduran dish, this super baleada. Okay, so let's, oh, this looks so good though. It looks so good though. It looks so good though. All right, let's try to get a baseline. I'm only gonna have a bit of it because I can't get through all this otherwise. That's nice. That is really nice. And I hope I don't, oh man. You know that eggs and refried chorizo, it doesn't taste like American breakfasty. It is with the crema, cheese in there as well. It's kind of interesting. It's a little bit hard to describe, but it does taste like an actual lunch food. And I think they must have fried this tortilla as well a little bit. It is, I really like this sort of, it's interesting to me to explore regional differences. This, obviously, I've not had before. I have had things that are similar to it. It does remind me a little bit of these are the sort of tortillas that I remember you'd be able to get at something like a mocha salsa, possibly. Let's see how this hot sauce does, though. How it's going to work with Honduran food. It's interesting. I haven't tried this on a number of other things as well. I read, oh my God, that's good. This, if you can find a Honduran restaurant by you, these baleadas are fantastic. There's such an interesting, some interesting sort of almost umami flavor notes in there. Oh, it's really good. Anyway, it's kind of interesting. I did see somewhere, because I was trying to figure out where this was supposed to go. And It's almost like they made it as sort of a one-off, I guess, in some respects. Maybe to be on the show. I don't know what you'd be playing with. I mean, Carolina Reapers are obviously not native to Honduras particularly. Nor I wouldn't think of it. So the scorpions used here are Trinidad. So it's, I guess, not super far removed. It's a Caribbean versus the, which I guess is part of, it's probably considered part of Central America, I guess. And the chocolate ghosts, I mean, ghosts aren't really native to that area, I don't think. It imparts what I would call sort of a flavor peculiarity to the proceedings here. It is interesting in that setting, but I don't. I don't think I'd want to use it like that a lot. So it's not a one-to-one comparison, but you can check out my Reaper Edition, Hot Ones Reaper Edition last ad video, where I compared all three of them together. And the original last dab, in my view, works the best in that format. However, I think I like this sauce slightly better than that one, even though, to me, there's a certain similarity to it. And I think it's just that really interesting grace note of the Honduran hard liquor there. I think that's kind of what sort of pushes this over. Obviously, they're not identical sauces or even close to it, but okay, so pupusa. Oh, and these are burning hot too. Wow. All right, I gotta cut this. I'm gonna cut this open. I am gonna go through all four of these. So let's see what this one is. This one looks like just regular refrieds. So where can I put you? Put you back over here. All right, let's get a baseline. And then I'm going to wind up eating a lot of this sauce in this video, I guess. So I would say it's chili head only, but only just. I would say it's a 3 for me. Oh, man. Whatever they're doing with that dough is really, really good. I would have driven by, I don't go to the area where that restaurant is a lot. I would have driven by it for always, had this sauce not come along. It's just these intangibles. It's part of, that's part of the joy of being a chili head and a foodie, just these discoveries. That is nice. One thing I will say about this sauce, it works better when it's warmer. When it's cold, I don't find this as... It's kind of weird the way stuff works out like that, though, huh? Like, take a Coke. Take a Diet Mountain Dew. Drinking those warm is passable. But they're much better when they're cold. This, conversely, is way better when it's slightly warm. It really opens up a lot. I didn't expect that this sauce was kind of interesting formulation, kind of wacky formulation, was going to go over as well as it had in this I am honestly kind of shocked. Okay, another pupusa. What is this one? I can hear you asking, and I don't know. So there were 5 varieties. I got 4 of them. I got a bean, which I just had. I got cheese. I got chicharron and beans. And I got chicharron and beans and cheese. So I think these were, I don't know what those are. Let's see what this one is. These are El Salvadoran, by the way. Okay, this has got to be cheese. It looks like crema cheese in there. Okay. Let's get a baseline. Oh. Interesting. Interesting. So this isn't like orange cheddar melted cheese. It's like they're using just almost exclusively crema. It's kind of wild to me. I like crema, but more as an accent. I don't know if I like it as the main thing here. Crema, if you don't know, melts kind of oddly. All right. This is coming out the worst. This really doesn't have anything to play off of. And this sauce by itself it's a very unique taste. It's a very, it's almost kind of jarring. I was debating making some Turkish food or getting some to have with this. I think that would have been really interesting. Or possibly some Middle Eastern food. But most of the Middle Eastern food I like is kind of restricted. It's almost kind of restricted exclusive to the shawarma just because I love shawarma so much. Okay, what's this one? This is, this one got cooked a little bit. I don't know which one this is. Okay, this looks like the chicharron and the refrieds. I think is what that is. It's almost like it's more shredded pork than interesting. All right, well, that's fine. I like shredded pork. I've been known to like me a carnitas or 2 or 3 or 4 900. I've had them on the channel here plenty of times. All right. Baseline. Interesting. All right, so far, I like that baleada better, way better than these pupusas. I did like the bean one, the regular refried. That was good. The crema, I don't love as much. This chicharrone and refried, I didn't like that first bite. Let's see how it is with the sauce. This looks nothing like the sauce they gave me. They also gave me some cabbage stuff that I guess you're supposed to eat with this, which I'm not partaking in. I think there's a good chance it's going to have some onions, and I don't need that. Huh? There's has really changed the flavor dynamics here quite a bit with the chicharrones. But I'm not getting crackling, you know, sort of pork bits. That's essentially what pork cracklings are, right? All right, this one must be the, okay, let me restack all these. Actually, I'll just do it the way that I had it. I'll do that. All right, so this one should be, assuming they got the order right, should be the chicharrones and cheese and chicharrones y queso y frijoles. That's what it looks like. Okay, I think we're fine. There was also a cheese and I want to say it was Lorco. I don't know what Lorco is. Otherwise, I might have been inclined to get those. So let's put this aside for now. I got a lot of food for later. Okay, let's try this out. But I'm not going to be waiting at the conclusion of this video. I will definitely be finishing off that baleada. Okay, so this one's really good. It's balanced a lot better. The crema, the refrieds, the pork cracklings. This one's pretty nice. This is just a bit of an astringent sauce almost in a way. It is a lot of bitter notes. A lot of bitter notes to it. I am getting cracked black pepper though, so I'm pretty sure that is one of those that's in there. This is a really wild sauce. There's a Venezuelan place I had pupusas at. They had more of the, and it might just been a nod to their location, but they had like cheddar cheese. This is quite filling. I think it works pretty well on this one. Not as well. Not as well as it did. Not as well as it did on the... Not well as it did on the just regular bean one. So... I think it worked about equally well. Do I though? Let me think on this. Did it work as well on the baleada? Okay, so the bean pupusa was where it worked the best. Followed by the baleada. Followed by the chicharrón, frijoles y queso pupusa. So pupusa, baleada, pupusa. That's kind of how that's going. And I don't know if these are El Salvadoran or Honduran sauces and stuff, so we're not going to bother with any of that. The cabbage thing, actually I might show you that. This is how the cabbage goes. It looks like there's peppers in there, cabbage. I might try that later. I might not try that later. it'd be kind of interesting, like a coleslaw. I'll be honest though, coleslaw is something I have not a great deal of interest in most of the time. Here and there, I'll have some though. All right, so what do we think here? What do we think? Well, I think it's pretty solid. It's a very unique sauce. It actually is coming across better than I really thought it was going to. This is one I put off for quite a while because it was honestly, I looked at the formulation. I'm like, that's not. I don't know. I think in kind of a lot of ways with hot sauces, I look for flavors to kind of grab onto and latch onto and resonate. And that combination just didn't seem like that was going to be the case with that as much. Particularly because, like, I like mustard, but I only like it in, like, fairly specific dishes. And so I thought, I was like, well, it could kind of go either way there. When you get a hot sauce, like, I don't buy hot sauces to go food exploring. I'm very happy when it happens. Don't get me wrong, but I like this. I really get hot sauces, I think, almost more for everyday stuff. And I don't eat exotically every single day. And some of those exotic dishes, I want them to just shine on their own. I don't really want to have to throw other stuff in there to help them, you know. I just want them to, like a lot of them, either they're good enough on their own or I just want to see how they will do by themselves. And so with this one, to me, it's got kind of a limited flexibility built in because it is so exotic and it is kind of out there by itself. I thought it worked well on some of this stuff, but conversely, I don't know that I would ever, like if I was getting tacos, for instance, I don't think this would be a sauce I'd reach for. I think it's okay on stuff like tendies and fish sticks, as long as you have it while it's hot. But trying to figure out where this goes, to me, is somewhat of a challenge, just because you've got so many very forward, very strong, and somewhat bitter tastes that you've got to find a way to pair and then not have a clash with the other stuff in there. So it's the sauce is nice and smooth. I mean, it's really kind of a neat sauce. It's one of the few with hard liquor in there that I actually like. I think that part came off pretty well as well. And actually, unlike a lot of other sauces that just throw liquor in there, this one actually contributes to the flavor profile, which is a pretty neat trick. So, yeah, I guess surprising. I'll just say that. It's a surprising one. I might make that turkey and spinach dish just because and have it over rice, just because I'm really interested how this would perform in that. And in fact, I almost debated just making it. But I haven't made it in quite a while, so I don't necessarily want to do that unless I'm a little bit more practiced at it, just because, like, the cooking stuff, I don't want to learn how to cook while I'm on camera, you know. I think there are people out there making that kind of content. I just don't want to be one of them. So, but yeah, so surprising. Again, I don't find it super flexible. It is chili head only, but in the right setting, this definitely adds a really, really interesting dynamic to the food that you're having. And if you like, you know, turmeric and that sort of thing, and you're also a chili head, because there's 3 super hots in this. Kind of keep that in the back of your head. This could be well worth looking into. As it is, I think I might make that turkey stuff, but other than that, I'm probably just going to reserve it. We'll see how it does. In the Q4 2024 wing thing, we'll see how it does there. I might just keep it for wings, but if I don't like it on wings, then maybe I'll pull it back out and try to play around with it some more. I have done that with other sauces as well, so it wouldn't be the first from the hot ones. But yeah, a very Very, very unique entry from Chile Lengua De Fuego. This was the turmeric bomb hot sauce. Now go forward in peace to serve the flame.